Hi everyone, welcome to another episode by Poor Man Gamer. Today I'm going to show you guys which units you should upgrade and why starting units are the most important units. And this is what I mean. In this game, we all started out with riflemen, laser squads, missile squad, laser troops, the shock flames. Fairly early on in the game, we are able to unlock the war dogs, right? And the cyber wheels, and very soon after that, you get your pitbulls, your bikes, and your tanks. And then on the Nod side, you end up with a Banshee, and on the GDI side, you get your Orca very early on in the game. Now, I say that you can get really far, all the way to the top 100 in the world, without ever spending any dime whatsoever on very exotic games, exotic units. And this is what I mean. Right now, a lot of the popular meta right now, meaning the really popular decks that are incredibly effective so far, we're seeing Orca bombers, stealth tanks, infernos, those kind of units that look really big and sexy, you know what I'm saying? Like, the really big, strong, powerful units that come out and just demolishes everybody. Whereas what you really need is just to focus on the basics as a free-to-play player, because those exotic type of cards, here's the truth. If you're free to play, it takes forever to get those epic cards because there's a random luck of the draw. Even if you play every day and do all the challenges and you're a super incredible player, you just can't get your hands on enough of those cards, right? That's just the reality. So by focusing on your pred tanks, on units that you unlock right in the very beginning from day one, right? Which is what you see here exactly, right? I'm using all units that you can unlock at day one. And all you do is play the right matchups, right? Continuously play the right matchups over and over and over again. I guarantee you that you're going to find yourself winning a lot more games than you lose. And you're going to find your deck to be quite viable to use. The only drawback is that it can get a little boring, because what you want to do is just stick to the same basic units over and over again in order for you to pick up wins. Now, in this case, I am actually trying to complete my daily challenges, which is why you see me roll out such random units. But you see me here, I'm able to quite easily pick up the win, even though I don't believe I win this missile here. Yeah, I'm actually able to eventually win this game, okay, because I have stronger units than he does, right? And all the units that I have that are stronger are all my starter units. My tanks, my shockwaves, my hammerhead, which I unlock later on, but is my only hard counter against air units, which is why I have it in my deck, right? And as you can see here, I love using the combination of tanks. Dr. Liang Zhong is one of the first units that you get to unlock. I don't even have great micro here because I was really tired. This was near the end of the night, right? It was the last game before I logged off yesterday. And look, just by using these simple units, you are able to pick up yourself a win. Those shockwave shoes, I probably should have advanced them to his base and just used it to attack his base, because they're not doing anything, right? And right now, I'm using my war dogs against his shockwaves, I'm using a tank against his pitbull, and all I'm doing is building a huge economy by keeping my units alive, right? So I really should have just moved my harvester on the tile to try to keep this missile count going a little faster, right? He's finally going after my healing drone there, my Dr. Liang. And you can see, look, I'm just building a whole lot of missile squads right now. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. This game's kind of long. Okay, I want to show you other matchups. So look, there's the Orca, right, or the Orca bomber. Looks real sleek and sexy, but look, you don't need it. This whole game, I just stick to super basic, incredible units. Nothing fancy whatsoever. And I'm just going to do a little bit of microing, nothing fancy again. Got yourself a win. Didn't need the Orca bomber, right? And this is what I'm trying to talk to you about. So now that I have a big long introduction and you got to watch a match of me beating the other guy because I had higher level units, I'm going to show you guys that you can actually make huge comebacks, which I will show you later on. Let me try to show you good matches. Here's a great example. Here's a guy who is at about the same level as I am. I focused on all my starting units. This is my six-pack, I would call it. The first 6 units, basically, that you can unlock on the Nod side versus him. mammoth tanks, sandstorms. You know, people fall in love with those high-level tech lab units. You don't really need to do that. By focusing on the very basic units, not only are you going to be able to win more matches, but you're going to frustrate your opponents so much because it feels like they're getting beat by nothing. Okay, and let's speed it up here. I open with a cyber wheel. So here's how you use this deck. Okay, use the 6-pack, we'll call it. Open with a cyber wheel. Try to go 2-on-1 whenever you see missile squads. Now, because this deck is so cheap, I can open my barracks now. Instead of spamming even more cyber wheels, but I'm not going to win in a matchup, I'm going to go ahead now and open with my rifleman, which is a lot better matchup against his missile squads. Notice how I can afford to build 2 riflemen and have a lot of flexibility. Look at my Tiberium count. I'm already 20 Tiberium ahead of him because I spent less. Out comes his shockwaves, so the cyber wheels are a great counter against the shockwaves. Just keep this in mind, guys. If you are going to use a cyber wheel against a shockwave, it takes a while for that cyber wheel to kill the to kill the shockwave. So look, I focus on the basics by making sure the missile count is going up at all times. I am now able to roll out a tank, which I can use to pressure his harvester. And there I am again with my cheap fast units, able to do some damage against his missile squads, right? I'm rolling out my cyber wheel really just to body block for as best I can. And I don't want this missile to stall out, which is why I just go ahead and send my tank down. I use my flame squad there to give it a little extra protection for my scorpion tank, right? And look at that, it's just doing his job really, really well. My scorpion tank, because I focus on leveling it up from day 1, it's at level 11 now. I'm able to crush his harvester. I'm keeping the missile going. Notice how I am standing on 3 tiles, and he's standing on just on 1. Missile is still in my favor. He's finally rolled out Wolverines, these big bad units, but look, I got level 11 tanks, basic units, right? Nothing fancy. Out comes my tanks. I'm gonna go ahead and use my tanks properly. I'm standing on 2 tiles, he's standing on 1. Look, just like that, game's over. What's he gonna do, right? And this is a perfect example of why it's really important to focus on your starting units. So, EA, every once in a while, they're gonna roll a new unit like a mutant or a grenadier or a slingshot or all these units. And then I'm gonna show you what I did. I immediately went to the leaderboard. I take a look at everybody's deck and what they're using. And I go, wow, they're using an APC. Okay, so I'm going to go try to level that. Then I go to Bike Rush and I go, what's he using? I check out his deck and I go, oh, okay, cool. He's using like, you know, basilisks, and he's using like all these like shockwave, grenadiers. He's using all these high level units. But look, I'm telling you guys, some of the best players in the world sticks to the very, very basics. Look at Blade. Using very, very basic units. Look at Anus, not Anus. I finally got that. Using very basic units. And I'm going to show you how by using basic units, I was even able to come back from a huge, massive deficit, right? In my last match over here, right? Of the Crate Challenge battle. I wish the Crate Challenge battle was an extra day longer. It felt really short, unfortunately. But you know, I didn't have time to complete it because I had to rush through and get a proposal done for work. So here I try to get fancy by rolling out a machine gun. I'm not sure why I decided this was a good idea. I just wanted to try it because I got bored. And now I rolled out war dogs, and because I never set up my machine gun right, it gets owned very quickly. My I've got no economy now, so all I can do is roll out war dogs. The guy's probably rushing back to the Tiberium thinking, what is he doing? Does he actually have a harvester? Oh, no, he doesn't. I'll just block him off. And look, I have no economy right now because I thought building a machine gun would be smart. Clearly not. Right? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm finally able to roll out my harvester, and all I can really do is do what I can to protect my harvester, which is why I go ahead now and roll out my machine gun. Except I didn't know how to stay where I am by selecting a target. Look, my machine gun just froze, it didn't fire, and so this is what I mean by bad start, right? I didn't know what I was doing with the machine gun start, it got me befuddled. So now out comes my basic units. I have focused on upgrading my pitbull and my tank since day 1. My war dogs I only started upgrading more seriously recently, right? There it is again with my harvester. I'm trying to get my economy back, I'm trying to make a comeback. I have a slight advantage here with my units. And I'm going to lose this first missile, I know it. Which is why I go ahead, I take a scout, I want to just stall it out. I see 2 tanks, and I am not going to engage 2 tanks. I'm going to build my own tank, fully level 10. Right, I'm being very careful. I was going to engage him, then I see that he's got a charged up tank, so I'm going to back up. Focus fire on that 1 tank first, get rid of it. Right, back my way away from that charged up tank, and now I'm going to go re-engage him. I let him take care of my pitbull, was pretty weak, and then I'm going to use my pret tank now, again protecting my harvester at this stage of the game, and has devolved into a vehicle, all-out vehicle ground battle, because I have the level advantage, right? And also because I've been trying to upgrade these guys since day 1, I can have a level advantage. So now it gets really interesting, because you're going to see that he's trying to counter me with a missile squad. He should have just kept pressuring me. Pretty smart in my opinion actually to try to do this, but he didn't balance his units. And the problem with the missile squad is, as strong as they are, they take a while. They're only a 20 Tiberium level unit, and so up against vehicles, especially when you're taking machine gun fire and getting rained upon, look at that, 2 squads of missile squads took out 3 of my full health vehicles. That's exactly what happened. But now that I have the machine gun, I have my units in position, I have a tank to protect it against the Rhino, I'm going to take out his anti-infantry units, I'm going to send my pitbull up and take out his pitbull, right? And look at that, look how much damage my tank is taking despite getting cover from 2 machine gun units. And this is what I'm talking about here in terms of sticking to the basics. By sticking to the basics, you can get really, really far in this game. At this stage here, the guy basically gives up because he can't break through my machine gun nest with my vehicles blocking off. He pretty much concedes the game, which is why he sends his harvester forward. And hats off to you, Captain Stooley, because he stuck with it till the very end, so I salute you. And so guys, if you don't know what units to upgrade, you're tempted to spend a little bit of money because you're like, maybe spending a little bit of money is going to give me my leg up, you know, and you decide to start buying these exotic units. I'm telling you, put a pin on that, focus on upgrading your most basic units, right? For me, it's going to be, you know, laser squads and bikes and tanks and things like that. By focusing on just these very basic units, you're going to get yourself a lot further in this game. I hope this video has helped you, and as always, thank you for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day. Take care.